wake up at 7 a.m. But at that exact moment, another version of you also wakes up, in a different world, where you chose a different career, loved someone else, or perhaps were never born at all. The multiverse theory suggests that countless versions of Earth exist in parallel, each one the result of a different choice, decision, or event in history. Every time you stand at a crossroads, every time you decide to turn off or snooze your alarm, reality splits into two branches. One where you do this, another where you do that. Just imagine what that means. Right now, there's a version of you having breakfast with a happy family. There's a version crying over the loss of a loved one. There's a billionaire version, a homeless version, a world-famous version. And there's a version that never existed because your parents never met. All of it is real. All of it is happening simultaneously, in parallel, in separate realities that we cannot reach. In Earth 1, humanity made the right choices. All the right choices. In 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis didn't escalate into nuclear war. Instead, it became a turning point for world peace. The superpowers sat down together and realized that cooperation was better than confrontation. Defense budgets were redirected to education and science. In 1990, when humanity discovered climate change, every nation acted immediately. No debate, no denial. Coal and oil were phased out within 20 years. Solar and wind power became the primary energy sources. Today, in 2025 on Earth 1, the Amazon rainforest has been fully restored. The oceans are so clean you can see the seabed at 50 meters deep. No poverty, no hunger, no war. Cities are massive vertical gardens where technology and nature blend perfectly. Children here grow up not knowing what terrorism means. They learn about the Dark Ages in history books, when humans once killed each other over borders and religion, and can't believe it was ever true. Maria Chin, 28, a biologist on Earth 1, sits in her laboratory inside a giant 200-meter-tall sequoia tree. She's researching how to revive extinct species. Last week, we successfully brought back the Tasmanian tiger, she says with a bright smile. Next month, we'll try the woolly mammoth. Here, we don't let any species disappear. But even in paradise, people still wonder, are other worlds suffering because of the mistakes we managed to avoid? In Earth Infinity, Einstein lived another 20 years and completed his unified field theory. This led to breakthroughs beyond anyone's imagination. In 1985, humanity invented the warp drive, enabling faster-than-light travel. In 2005, cold fusion became reality, unlimited, clean energy. In 2020, we began building the Dyson Sphere, a massive structure surrounding the sun to harvest all its energy. Today, in 2025, on Earth Infinity, humanity has spread across 50 star systems. Earth's population is only 2 billion, those who chose to stay on the mother planet for sentimental reasons. The rest are living on new worlds, giant space stations, or even in virtual reality simulations indistinguishable from reality. Disease has been conquered. Average lifespan is 500 years. Artificial intelligence and humans have merged, creating hybrid consciousnesses that are both biological and digital. Dr. Aiden 7, a seventh-generation human-AI hybrid, stands on the surface of Titan, Saturn's moon, looking towards Earth 1.4 billion kilometers away. We remember home, he says through the global neural link, but now the entire universe is our home. But in the quiet night, when he turns off his intelligence enhancement systems, the human part that remains within him wonders, what have we lost on this journey? Is there a version of us that's happier with just a simple life? In Earth 666, humanity made the worst possible choices. The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 escalated. An overly anxious Soviet general pressed the button. Within 30 minutes, 5,000 nuclear warheads detonated across the world. 3 billion people died instantly. 2 billion more died in the first year from radiation and starvation. That was 63 years ago. Today, in 2025 on Earth 666, the world's population is only about 50 million people. They live in small settlements, hiding from lingering radiation and dangerous mutated creatures. The sky here is never blue. It's always gray-red, covered in radioactive ash. The sun is just a dim spot behind thick clouds. global average temperature has dropped 15 degrees Celsius, a nuclear winter lasting decades. Jake Morrison, 19, has never seen a blue sky. He was born in an underground shelter in what used to be America. His family survives by growing mushrooms and raising rats under weak LED lights. My grandfather told me about the days before the catastrophe, Jake says while checking the old air filter. He said the sky used to be blue, grass was green, there were birds flying around. I thought the old man was lying. How could any place be like that? But the old photos don't lie. In a rusty tin box, Jake's family still keeps a few faded color photographs. Sunny beaches, lush green forests, children playing in parks. A lost world, a version of Earth they will never see again. That night, Jake lies on his cold metal bed and wonders, somewhere, in another reality, is there a version of him sleeping under a starry sky? There is an Earth where the asteroid 66 million years ago never struck. Dinosaurs didn't go extinct, and humanity never had the chance to evolve. Earth X is a world of unimaginable wilderness. No cities, no streets, no Wi-Fi. Only endless jungles, pristine oceans, and giant creatures that rule. Tyrannosaurus rex has evolved for another 66 million years. Now they're smarter, faster, hunting in packs like wolves. Triceratops has developed bioluminescent glowing horns to communicate. Pterosaurs with 15-meter wingspans fly through giant tree cities that no one has ever named. There's no Shakespeare here, no Beethoven, no Einstein. But there's also no war, no pollution, no extinctions caused by humans. This is Earth in its purest form, a living, breathing planet, undisturbed by the hairless apes who call themselves intelligent. If Earth could speak, would it prefer this version? And then there's our world, Earth Prime. Not paradise, not hell, but a place where both overlap. We stand at the edge. Every decision we make today could bring us closer to Earth 1 or push us down toward Earth 666. We have the technology to save the planet, but also enough weapons to destroy it 10 times over. We have the capacity to cooperate, but still choose division. In Geneva, Switzerland, Dr. Elena Volkov stands before an international science conference. If the multiverse theory is correct, she says, her voice trembling, then somewhere out there, countless versions of us have failed. They let their planet die. They let war win. They let hatred divide humanity. She pauses, looking at the room full of scientists from 50 countries. But there are also versions that succeeded. They chose right. They cooperated. They loved. The question is, which version do we want to become? The lights in the conference room suddenly flicker. Outside the windows, a massive storm approaches, a consequence of climate change. But inside, the scientists begin to applaud. Not out of blind optimism, but because they understand, we still have the chance to choose. If there are countless versions of Earth, is there a first version, Earth Alpha, the origin of all other timelines? Multiverse theorists debate this. Some believe there is an, quote, original branching point, a single moment where all realities began to split. Perhaps it was the Big Bang. Perhaps it was when first life appeared on Earth. Or perhaps it was when the first human gained consciousness. Professor Thomas Way has spent his life researching this question. In his lab filled with complex equations written on whiteboards, he explains his theory. Imagine a tree, he says. There is a root, Earth Alpha. From it grows a trunk, then branches, then smaller branches, then leaves. Each branch is a decision, a possibility, a different timeline. We might be living on a small leaf at the end of a distant branch, but all are connected to the root. But then a student asks a question that silences him. Professor, if there is Earth Alpha, is there someone living there? And do they know they are the original version? Professor Way looks out the window where the sun is setting. That's the most terrifying thing, he says softly. If we are Alpha, we bear responsibility for every other version. Each of our mistakes could create billions of suffering timelines. But if we're not Alpha, he leaves the sentence unfinished, hanging in the air like the question itself, unanswered, perhaps unanswerable. No one knows why or when it started, but on Earth Echo, March 15th, 2019, repeats forever. Every night, when the clock strikes midnight, time resets. Everyone wakes up on the morning of March 15th, 2019. No one remembers previous loops, except for a small group called the Awake, those who somehow retain their memories through each reset. Sarah Mitchell is one of them. She has lived through March 15th, 2019 exactly 2,847 times. The first day, I woke up thinking it was a normal day, Sarah writes in her digital journal, the only thing that doesn't reset because it exists in a special quantum server. The second day, when it repeated, I thought I was going insane. Day 10, I tried to kill myself, but even death couldn't escape it. I just woke up again on the morning of March 15th. The Awake have tried everything. They tried changing major events of the day, hoping to create a butterfly effect that could break the loop. They've prevented accidents, saved lives, even assassinated politicians. Nothing works. March 16th never comes. Some of the Awake have accepted it. They use each loop to perfect a skill. Someone became the world's best pianist through 800 loops of practice. Someone has read every book in the city library. Some simply enjoy each day as if it's the last, because in a way, it truly is. The strange thing is, Sarah tells a new member of the Awake, after a while, you start to appreciate the repetition. No tomorrow to worry about, no past to regret, only today forever. It's both a curse and a liberation. (3:14 a.m., November 7th, 2025. Everyone on Earth Prime wakes up at the same time. Not because of noise, not because of earthquakes, but because of a strange feeling, as if reality is flickering. Maya Rodriguez in Mexico City looks out the window and sees 2 moons. She blinks and there's only one again, then 2 again. Reality is oscillating. Around the world, people begin seeing inexplicable things. For an instant, you see another version of yourself standing in your position, a version that's older, or younger, or wearing different clothes. Then they disappear. Physicists panic. Equipment detects an unprecedented phenomenon. 2 timelines are drawing closer together. Earth Prime and another Earth, temporarily named Earth Adjacent, are occupying the same space, vibrating at nearly identical frequencies. Like 2 ships sailing very close together in parallel, Dr. Yuki Tanaka explains at an emergency UN meeting. Sometimes they touch, and in that moment, the realities of both worlds overlap. People can see through the veil between universes. Over the next 48 hours, the phenomenon intensifies. People begin not just seeing, but hearing, feeling their other versions. A man in London talks to his alternate self, who became a doctor instead of a lawyer. A woman in Tokyo embraces the daughter who died in an accident in her world, but is alive in the other. But then scientists discover something terrifying. The 2 Earths aren't just touching, they're merging. If this process completes, the 2 realities will collide into one, with unpredictable consequences. Perhaps one world will erase the other, perhaps both will be destroyed, or perhaps a new hybrid reality will be born, an Earth combining both histories, both presents. Dr. Sarah Kim, who first discovered the phenomenon, stands on a skyscraper rooftop, watching the city below flicker between 2 versions of itself. She sees the other version of herself across the veil, a Sarah who didn't become a scientist but became an artist instead,